What do the new time rules mean for you?
Team Orion is proudly sponsored by the lovely Gecko cards. Please use the link in the description below to support us at no extra cost to you.
What's up, Noobs? Welcome back to Team Orion. I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk about the new rules for Yu-Gi-Oh! And how they affect you. As many of you know, these rules started applying last week, but I thought us at Team Orion would come and explain them to you in an easily digestible way. So, in a nutshell, rounds are now 50 minutes instead of 45. So all duelists have an extra 5 minutes in order to actually start their combos. Once it hits that 50 minutes, play stops entirely, which means you do not resolve your chain, you do not resolve your attack if you're about to attack again, play just stops entirely. You do not compare life points, and if the match has not finished with a definitive victor, so a person has 2 wins, that means it is a double loss. Now, I've heard some confusion over what double loss means. Does it mean double game loss? Does it mean double match loss? It's closer to a double match loss in a way, where both players gain 0 points for the entire match. We don't gain 1 like a draw, is literally 0. Neither of you gain anything from that entire match, which is debatable. I've heard some people arguing for and against it. That's not my place personally in this video to discuss that with. It is also not a double game loss where if a person is 1-up, they would still win the match. It is just a straight out, neither of you win the match at all. I've also heard some people go potentially, what if I concede to let my opponent win after time is called? If it's after time is called, then that cannot happen. You will both still get a double match loss. In some ways, if you're going to lose anyways, you might as well concede to your opponent. I am not telling you to concede to your opponent, however. I am giving the objective stance that for your tiebreakers, it is better to concede to your opponent than to give them higher tiebreakers, but it is for both of you to get a double match loss, therefore both of your tiebreakers are no. Now I'm going to clear up some confusion over single elimination matches. So we've got tier 1 and tier 2 events. So that's things like locals and OTS championships where they may have single elimination round. For everything it's set for the final, you play it as normal, even if it is a top cut, 50 minutes. Then if neither of you have won that entire match, both of you are eliminated. There is no winner, there is no victor. For tier 3 events, such as regionals and nationals, however, it is slightly different. That is, it's set to the final, where the final has no time limit whatsoever, so there will be a definitive victor at the end of the single elimination match. For tier 3 and tier 4 events, such as YCSs, such as regionals, nationals, there is no time limit in terms of top 8 anymore. So they can play in theory as long as they like, but they can still be dealt slow play infractions. They can still be dealt, they can still be warned over their play and how slow it may be. So watch out for that. So you may be asking, what about top 64, what top 32? They don't exist anymore in terms of an actual tournament. The tournament structures actually changed for Yu-Gi-Oh! So we may have 3 extra rounds of Swifts to compensate for it, but for the tournament structure, top 8 is the only thing that matters now. Note the 3 extra rounds of Swifts is specifically for tier 3 and tier 4 events. So the only way I can put it is as if the sort of top 64, top 32, top 16 is now your extra 3 Swiss round. So if you're lucky enough to get into their top 64 with good tiebreakers in the first place and you win your 3 matches, you're very likely to get in the top 8 anyway. But the way I treat it now is like then last 3 rounds of Swiss that have turned from the top 64 to top 32 is sort of like single elimination. So people will be asking, whose responsibility is it for the double loss? Who actually enters the result? It's actually both players. So if you both get a double loss, you're both responsible for putting it in your result. If you don't report it in 5 minutes, you would both get a double loss anyways on the system, and possibly an infraction, which will get you a game loss going into your next match. There's also been some confusion about prizing in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. So say for example, if both players get a double loss, what happens to prize? So for the example I put is you're at a tier 1 event, you're at locals, you're at the semi-finals, so to speak. So it is timed, and we'll go player A, B, C, and D. Player A and B playing against each other, C and D playing against each other. What happens then is both players A and B and C and D get a double loss. Unfortunately, the answer is that nobody gets first or second prizing in a single. This is specifically for single eliminations. Nobody gets first or second prizing because everybody was in the top four. They get top four prizing. Unfortunately, because there's no winner because everyone got eliminated, no first or second prizing would be issued. So this could be a problem, for example, at the UK Open or any open event where you get to the semi-final, play A and B lose against each other in a double loss, C and D lose each other in a double loss. What happens to potentially that first place prizing, such as an oversized card or event card, PS5 maybe, depending on the tournament? Simply, nobody gets their prizes. You only get the top four prizing and we pretty much stuck with that. Hopefully this video has sort of cleared things up for you guys. I know personally when they first came out I was a bit confused, but I hope this short-ish video will explain things a lot easier for people to navigate. Hope you all enjoyed the content and tune in for more Team Orion content. Hope you like and subscribe as well. See you guys later.